Third phase of moon. Third phase.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins, we've got a special report for you today. Elon Musk says that the Egyptians may have had help from our friends above. He's wanting to go over to Egypt and find out if these pyramids were built by aliens. And we have new UFO sightings coming in. Brent's going to do a special report along with a special guest today. We've got Michael Schratt, a military aerospace historian, and he's got a massive amount of historic evidence that he's going to be sharing over the next few months right here at Third Phase of Moon. I say, let's just get started. Go out to Michael Schratt and hear of this incredible encounter with the Navy ship and a spacecraft that visits it. Michael, tell us about this incredible report.
Hi, Blake. Good to be with you today. I've got a very significant UFO encounter that I think is important to consider, and you better believe I've got the paperwork to back it up. So let me set the scene for you. It is late 1958, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. We have the USS FDR aircraft carrier, which was the first aircraft carrier to have nuclear weapons on board. And the time frame is 9 p.m., late 1958. All of a sudden, there's a tremendous amount of activity below decks. There's chaos, there's confusion, there's yelling. People are trying to get up to the flight deck. And when they got there, 25 naval personnel saw a strange light following the aircraft carrier. It was making unusual movements all around the carrier. And as it approached closer, this was not just a standard light. Turns out this was a 100-foot-long cigar-shaped craft. About 100 feet across. It had a number of square cutout windows, and the personnel on the flight deck, including the primary eyewitness, who was a man named Chester Grzinski. He was a fireman's apprentice at the time of the incident. He described how there were beings walking back and forth, and they could see that through these cutout windows. And one of these beings actually moved up to one of the windows and was looking down at the crew members below and waving like he was waving back. So, what do we have to back this up with? We've got the original MUFON report right here, and it describes the case in great detail. You can see the craft here above the flight deck, 25 naval personnel. This thing was so close that the people on the flight deck that could actually feel the heat coming off this craft onto their faces. They said they could absolutely feel the heat on their faces. In addition, as this craft departed, and here's a little bit of an enlargement view here, you can see the craft, and he's actually drawn an enlargement over in this section here, where the being was actually waving back to the crew members below. As it departed, it turned kind of an orange-yellow color and departed at a very high rate of speed, made no sonic boom whatsoever. This was also reported in a newspaper clipping that I have right here. This is Motor City News, Warren, Michigan, August 17th, 1998. They describe the entire case in great detail. Now, how do we make this come alive? What can we do? Well, I commissioned my good friend Tom Bogan to do a series of full-color illustrations on this particular case. Here's what we came up with here. So you can see the part of the aircraft carrier with the people on the flight deck, and here's the cigar-shaped craft. And then if we do an enlargement, we'll do a blow-up view. You can see the actual being looking at the people back on the flight deck. So this is late 1958, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and as we mentioned before, this is not the first time that the USS FDR had a number of significant UFO sightings. It was not an isolated incident. So in a nutshell, that's the Guantanamo Bay FDR case. Thanks a lot.
Michael, thanks so much for this incredible report. Michael's going to be sharing with us more historic case files in regards to the UFO phenomenon. Stay tuned for that. Now, let's get to this. Elon Musk, what's his statements about who built the pyramids? Where did they come from? What's it all about? Doc, let's start it off with you.
All right, so Elon Musk did this tweet, got retweeted 80,000 times, and it just says, aliens built the pyramids, obviously. And it created an upstir. to where the Egyptians' Minister of International Cooperation, Rani al-Mashat, personally invited Elon and the team at SpaceX to come see for themselves that the pyramids were built by hardworking Egyptians, not slaves or aliens. So, Elon, that's brilliant. Guys, seriously, Blake, Brent, we just got to say that to get a free trip to Egypt. Let's go. But seriously, he is a brilliant man. We all know this. He's accomplished much. He's inspired many. He was the inspiration for, the Iron Man character in the movie. Not the character, but Robert Downey Jr.'s character. And, so you have to respect what he puts out there. He's not going to put out baloney. But he could be leaking something in a kidding way. Who knows? Now, as you can see from my chart, like Ross Perot would say, it could be either humans that built it with ramps and pulley systems under the Eye of Ra, or it could have been our fellow favorite aliens using sound and gravitic technology to levitate pieces from far away to build these stones in a very mathematical, geometrical way to represent the stars, the Orion Belt. I think it's the right, yeah. And so then you have Dean Devlin, who's the creator of the movie Stargate, the TV series, Independence Day, and all that. You wonder if he has an inside tip to things. But he deciphers in his movie that the pyramids are actually spacecraft. Now, the other option is the possible spacecraft docking port. And you got those valves and shafts. What if those are fueling lines into who knows? Unless we're there, it's going to be very, very hard to know unless we could go back. Now, the other things it's been considered is, of course, tombs, the obvious one that everybody likes to go with, at least in the public eye. Power stations, which supposedly Nikola Tesla took his technology from, or figured things out through the Egyptian technology. And then the other is food storage for grain. It has been considered a theory of what the pyramids were for. And then, of course, the last thing, just attribute to the stars. Now, that's a lot to do to attribute to the stars, but we don't know. Now, if one of these pyramids takes off one day, okay, that eliminates everything else down to spacecraft. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I worked really hard on that. We'll just have to find out.
Appreciate the insight, Doc. Now let's get to Paula Asteria. She's been to Egypt. She's seen the Great Pyramids and what's below them. Paula, what's your thoughts on this incredible statement by Elon?
So a few days ago, Elon Musk tweeted that he thinks the aliens built the pyramids. Now, this is amazing. Elon Musk is a pretty interesting guy, and I think he does have a sense of humor, but I don't think he was necessarily joking about this. I think he was being very serious about this. So, I don't know. I always think myself that Egyptians actually inherited the pyramids and did not necessarily build them. And I think Elon Musk probably agrees with this. It almost looks like he's trying to push disclosure. Now, I will say this, my tour guide and most of the people I talked to in Egypt all claim that Egyptians built the pyramids, and they say, we know our ancestors built them, and they argue to the death with me about it. So who knows, but I think it's very interesting Elon Musk says this because he owns SpaceX. I'm sure he knows a lot about advanced technologies.
Appreciate it, Paula. I know you're busy. You're on the road right now on assignment, but yeah, interesting statements by Elon Musk today. Now, let's get to this incredible sighting. Brent's got the report. Brent, what do you got?
Yeah, Blake, we got an interesting sighting coming today right here at Third Phase Moon off the coast of Florida. Take a look.
Tell me that's a spaceship behind that cloud.
Where'd they go? Oh, right there. What is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was 18. Where'd they go? They just disappeared.
Looking over this video, I was kind of wondering, could these be birds or a fleet of drones? We're looking at this and I count 18 unidentified flying craft, and we actually zoom in pretty close on these things and we don't see any flapping wings. What amazes me, just back-to-back 2 days right here at Third Phase of Moon, we've received UFO fleets from around the world. We got it on the other side of California and all the way to Florida. What are we looking at? Are the skies filling up with fleets of UFOs?
Interesting points there. Absolutely incredible video, and with all the new sightings coming in from around the world in regards to massive fleets in the skies, like we saw yesterday on our last post in regards to John Graff's incredible fleet capture. What's going on in our skies? We got to find out, and that's what Third Phase of Moon's here for. And I want to thank everybody in the panel who joined us tonight, including Michael Schratt with his incredible historic evidence. Stay tuned for more from Michael right here at Third Phase of Moon. And if you've captured anything amazing, submit it to us right here at Third Phase of Moon. My contact is in the description below. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. We're not alone. We'll see you real soon.
Third.